Okay, I'm trying this again. I may be crazy, but I'm kind of determined. So I'm giving it a try. This is attempt number 3. I'm pretty sure there will be no attempt number 4. It just might not be in me. Okay, there I am. I can see myself. And I apologize to anybody who was watching before. Had problems kind of right from the beginning, and then it just said your video has ended. That's when I usually yell at it and say, well, no, it hasn't. I didn't end anything. All right, so I'm Roberta Colasino. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in the Finger Lakes region of upstate New York. And this is Roberta's Creative Stampers. This is a public Facebook group that you can join. We'd love to see what you're working on and what you're doing. And I also have a YouTube channel by the name of 11 Lake Stamper. And I have a business Facebook page by the name of 11 Lake Stamper. And you can shop with me at www.rcolasino.stampinup.net. All right, so much for the advertising. So I'm not going to remake that first card that I made, but I'll be happy to share it with you. So hang on just a second while I turn the camera down and flip it around. Okay, so this is the card that I made during the portion of the video that got deleted at some point. And it is using the Ornamental Christmas bundle. And last week we used some of these images in the stamp set. And this week we're using mainly the dies. Okay, so there are the dies. And the dies cut out totally different things except for the Christmas trees than what appears on the sentiments and the stamps. So that's what we're working on. And we used some shimmer paper, and we used some foil paper, and then I used just a good old-fashioned one of those, what the heck is it called? Jelly roll pens, the glittery kind, just to make the line, and that line looks a lot like the blueberry bushel color that I used, so that was just great. And there we go. And I said I would probably put something on the inside, but I haven't decided what yet. If I had cut out another one of these, I would probably just put that on the inside. But I didn't. Okay, and the Merry Christmas comes from that set as well. And the DSP is the DSP that I showed you last week, which is called the, give me a second, it is called the Modern Christmas 12 by 12 Specialty Designer Series paper. So it's usually called specialty when it has some special feature to it, which in this case would be that there's foiling on the other side. So the side you're looking at is just plain black and white with different patterns. And then on the other side, there will also be some really pretty patterns, more complex patterns and images that have foil on them. So that was number 1. Number 2 is using these gold rings, which I believe were also a part of the suite, and using the black and white and gold baker's twine, and I used the black version of it. And I cut out these circles, and I put a gold star on this one here. And then this one I affixed to the ring by using some tear and tape over there, and then sticking the tear and tape to that whatever that stuff is called, to the twine, so that it wouldn't move around too much. Now, it may move from side to side, and that's okay. I have no problem with that. In fact, maybe it's even intended to do that. So now I've got it, but it just keeps wiggling on me. So I had said I might use some glue to hold that down, and I think I might have to, because I wanted to make this a little bit tighter, and then it goes crazy on me and goes to the other side. So I think glue will be in order, but I don't want to do it now, because if I do it now, it's going to be wet, and it's going to make this hard to deal with. So I'm going to flip it over now. All right, and I also said that my circles are not perfect because I didn't have a circle die or punch the exact size that I wanted. So I traced around the inside of this, and then after doing that, I also made it, I cut it out by hand. That's what I'm trying to say. So now I'm going to take a piece of this tear and tape and put it, you know what, maybe I'll put it this way. Okay, that might help a little bit too. And then I'll pull off the release paper. Okay, and maybe, Well, I don't think I really need any more taper glue. I could put a couple of drops. Let me see if one of these has anything in it yet, because that other glue is kind of getting on my nerves right now, just because it's coming out fast and it's clogging. Yeah, of course, this is clogged too. It's kind of not my day. The rest of my day's been pretty good. I hope yours has as well. But mine is not going terribly well, at least not this part of it. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get some glue in spots where there is no tear and tape. Just seems like that might be a good idea. And then I'm going to glue this down as best as I can, trying to keep it even. Okay. And then, yeah, it's going to wiggle a little bit, unless I decided I didn't want it to do that, in which case I'd have to do something. But I'm not exactly sure what. I could put some more of this like on the sides. Not quite sure. I don't think I mind that it moves like that, because that's kind of cool. I could also probably prevent that from happening by using some glue up here at the top. That's what I'm thinking. So I'm not going to worry about that. Now, to put this on a tree or something, I would tie a knot at the top. I'm going to decide not to do that, because I think I'm going to untie that and try to do something else to keep it from moving quite so much, because it looks, I don't know, I have mixed feelings. I kind of don't mind that it's doing that, because you're sort of seeing two different shapes and it looks real three-dimensional. I don't know. You'll have to let me know what you think, but it's very pretty either way, and I think I need to loosen that one just to bring it down a little bit and try to even it up some more. So obviously my technique needs some work. Let's just leave it at that. My technique needs some work. So there's a very pretty ornament made with those gold hoops. And then the last thing that I had to work on really wasn't formalized at all. It was just me sort of playing around, cutting out some of the shapes in different colors and coming up with some ideas. All right, I did use a, now I have this one, which is a We Are Memory Keepers, and it's a 1/8 inch punch. So it cut just that really tiny, tiny hole. And it also has a mechanism for locking it down. It's kind of cool. I'm sure it's still available. And then on top of that, it has a thing that slides down in case you want to make your hole further in, so you can get it further into, you can get your paper further in there. So it's kind of a neat tool. But before I broke down and bought that, I had another one which was sitting out here. Here we go. And I don't know where this one came from or what brand it is. It just says China. So I don't know, it may not be a brand. Oh, McGill. Okay, McGill makes punches and stuff. McGill's a decent company for sure. So, and it works like a regular hole punch where you open this up and you drop your little holes out. It works the same way. It works pretty well. It really does. I've never had trouble with it, but it's not quite as smooth as this one is. So that's why I upgraded to that one. But either one is good. Excuse me. All right, so I had like just, any number of ideas here, and I wasn't quite sure what to do. So one thought was, and you see this, so this is what you do when you goof up. So I cut this piece intending it to go under here, and it turned out that it was too short. So I took a little scrap of it and I taped it on, and now I'm going to put it on here so that you won't see that seam, okay? So that's kind of the way I made it, and I thought that was pretty clever, that you definitely learn in crafting that when you make mistakes, you can fix them. And usually you can find a pretty decent way to fix them. So again, I'm just using some tape just to kind of avoid getting glue on my hands again and getting glue where I don't want it. And I think that's going to work just fine. And I may have to just trim a little bit there because I can see it peeking through. Not a big deal. All right, and now that's on there. And I feel like, though, I do want to put a tiny bit of glue. It's just that it takes a while to dry on the foil paper because the foil paper is kind of slick. I'm just going to take a tiny bit of glue and just put a little bit like here. I don't know if you can even see what I'm doing, but just a little bit. And then I'm going to press it down because I don't want those ends sticking up. Yeah, that's the problem. So you kind of have to hold it for a minute or two because of the slickness of the foil paper. I'm having the hardest time saying foil paper today. I don't know why. All right, now I used to keep a little jar on my desk with those little tiny clothespins in them for just such occasions, And I think I yanked it off to use for some other project and never put it back. But they're very good for if you just want to kind of move on with what you were doing and still be able to continue. Okay. So I think that'll work. And then I tried to match these up as well as I could so that, so here was my other idea. I'm going to go ahead and put this down, and I'll show you why it's okay that I'm putting it down. This time I think I can use some glue. So you're wondering, do I really want to look at tape and white paper in the back? And the answer is no, we don't. Okay. All right, so far, maybe I should just be quiet, but so far I'm not frozen again, and maybe this will actually happen this time, and I'm sorry that you did not get to see me making that other card, but I think it's fairly obvious, and I did do quite a bit of fidgeting around trying to decide how to line things up, so you're being saved watching all of that, I guess. All right, and then I'm just going to kind of put that down, pick it up real quick, and just as a way of lining it up, pinch the edges and the top until they're all going in the same direction. So now we've got gold over here on this side peeking through. And then I still have my little tub full of these little pieces. Now this one I'm not getting to tonight, so we'll save that maybe for next week. That's for a different ornament. This is, the little piece that fits over your glass ornament. And then it usually has the hook, a little thing there for the hook. So we won't be using that tonight. All right. I also thought this might not have looked bad with the red ornament and this sticking through. So one way we could sort of take care of that, except that I used one of these already and I don't remember how many I have. I think I'm going to need the take your pick tool here to separate these things. Let me see how many I have. But I also have gold. All right, so we've got gold showing through on one side and just nasty whiteness showing through on the other. I don't know if I have silver. Oh, I do have silver. Okay. So we could have silver on the other side. I know I said I didn't like mixing gold and silver, but one's going to be on one side and one will be on the other, so I don't know that it would matter. Let's see if I have enough of these. I think I do. So I could do all of the blue on there. So we could just, there's no glue yet, so we could just kind of do it and see if we like it. All blue. Or if we wanted to mix it up, some blue and some silver, because I said I like blue and silver. So there you go, and I would glue those in. I do like those. I think I'd almost like it better if it was silver sparkle paper, glimmer paper, but it's not. So maybe a combination. Watch, now I'm not going to be able to get them back up. Okay, get out of there. I mean, there's no glue on them. They should come right out, right? Okay. So how about, let's see. I think I still want to take them out. Okay. Good grief. Everything has to be a struggle tonight. I said silver, didn't I? And then did I find silver? These are all the blue ones. That one's silver. How about a big silver one in the middle? And then how about medium blue ones next to the silver? I almost don't need to use the glue, do I? I kind of forgot about it, to tell you the truth. They kind of fit in there like perfectly. And then how about, now I would need small silver ones, and I wonder if I use them for something else. I also cut out some stars in the blue, and then one of those little strips cuts out these things, which are kind of star-like, but a little bit different. And actually, well, all right, let me keep looking for the silver. That's blue. I probably used it for something. That's what I'm thinking. That's gold again. Oh, good grief. So do I really have no small silver ones? There's a big silver one, and that won't work unless I take those out, but I wanted to alternate the colors, so I must have used them for something. You probably remember what if you were watching the first time around. At this point, I don't know what I'm remembering. Oh, wait, there's one. Okay, I would not have used just one, right? That wouldn't make any sense whatsoever. What's this? Nope, that's blue again. What the heck? Oh, I see it. I see it. Okay. So a small silver on each end. Now what? There we go. Small silver on each end. So we have silver, blue, silver, blue, silver. I like that. I do like that. And then my thought about this one is that this really does look an awful lot like this. And that might look kind of cool right there. So let's just get a little dot of glue there. And let's put that on. Look at that. I like it. I do. I like it. And of course now I don't have any silver string. I've just got the gold and black and gold and white. Grief. I know that, oh, you know why? Because I'm overtime, so my do not disturb thing shut off, I think. Okay. So I do like that. I don't think I would care for that with that because that just wouldn't make sense. And I'd have to put something on the back of this, and I didn't cut another one. But maybe for this one, although again, I think I would like the silver with that, and I don't have any more silver. So this was just kind of playing, and this could just be an ornament by itself. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be in a gold ring or anything. It could just have some string, and it could be hanging. Now, the other thing you could do, here's just a thought. Let's just say you left the other side totally blank and you did not use the holes. So you had red here, or maybe you have white or something, and then you don't put the holes in it, and you could put a picture of a child, a grandchild, whatever, or a pet, whatever, on the other side. Or maybe you could cut the picture out using the die so that it was exactly the same shape as this. So, you know, this is the kind of thing where as you play with it, ideas start popping into your head, and that's when you start saying, oh, yeah. See, and I don't like the gold with the blue. I'm not a big fan of the gold with the blue, but that's just me. So I think there are lots of things that you can do with these, including adding them just to the front of a card, which I would like to do also. I really wish that some of the dies were maybe this same shape or perhaps other shapes, but smaller, so that you could have a bunch of them hanging together. Now, years ago, we did have another Christmas set. I can't remember the name now, but there were smaller dies, and I think there was a punch that punched them out, and I probably have it somewhere. And I wouldn't mind using some of those older ones to create the kind of look that I was talking about. And then there was something also a couple of years ago called something or other baubles, and they were really small Christmas ornaments. So it would be kind of cool to make a card, maybe like landscape, with all the little ornaments hanging down. So maybe I'll go searching through my stash and see what I've got, because I think that would be cool. Or you could just make your own using small circle punches and just have some of them be round with the bigger one in the middle. That would probably be easier. All right, so that's what I've got for today, is just a little playing and experimenting. And then this card here, and then the ornament with the string. Yeah, and we're not all in camera view, and to me that means that something's weird with my tripod. That's what I almost said, trapezoid. With my tripod, it's somehow it got lower than it's supposed to be. All right, well, thank you for your patience. I really do appreciate it. I hope to get some pictures taken and get those posted tomorrow. I just can't transfer anything over to YouTube yet because my phone and my iPad will not allow me to download a video this size, probably because I have too much stuff on there already. All right, so thank you for watching. Thank you for your patience, and I'll see you 1 week from tonight, maybe with no technical difficulty. Knock wood. The table is wood. All right, thanks again. Have a great night.